I think what you'll find growing up, and I think that this is a conversation, and what we're about ready to talk about right now, and this is kind of unexpected, but it's a good one. Coping mechanisms. Like you are not going to live this life without severe adversity coming your way. Severe adversity, stress, and it's not necessarily the stress that comes at you, it's how you handle it. One of the things that men can always do a better job of is how do we handle that stress? What do we do with that stress? How do we cope with it? And there are great coping mechanisms, and there are also coping mechanisms that are very harmful. All right, so when we're navigating raising kids and we're navigating independence, we want our kids to be independent thinkers. We want them to be critical thinkers. We want them to go out and do life on their own. But there's a lot of things that happen, especially as they grow up, especially like during the teenage years, and then there's navigating the parents, the conversations, the arguments, the disagreements, sibling rivalry. There's a lot of different things that are happening. So it's like what we're going to be talking about today is what it's like being 19 years old, or actually aging up to 19 years old, and then carving your own path, but still being a part of the family. I'm going to be reflecting upon like things that I've seen Ethan do and how he's operated over the past, through his childhood. And I'm also going to be talking about mine, how I navigated mine, how you kind of grow up, because it's kind of like this, I think anybody out there listening, why is today's show important? It's important it doesn't matter if you have an adult child or not, because they're going to get to this age at some point. And it's really, how do we navigate getting them to this age, the dynamics, but still creating like this really, really good connection, right? Ethan's going to talk a little bit on how to disagree with your parents, but doing it respectfully, not blowing up. We're also going to be talking about the importance of that, the importance of respect, communication, and giving kids space as they grow up. Enough space, but not too much space. So it's kind of like the Goldilocks space. So Ethan, what's up, dude? How are you, man?
I'm doing great, actually. How about you?
I am doing fan-freaking-tabulous.
Fan-freaking-tabulous?
Yes, fantabulous.
Fantabulistic.
Do you know what I'm really excited about, though?
I don't know. What?
I'm really excited about pumpkin spice being out now. First form is pumpkin spice season. Oh, my dear Lord.
Yummy, yummy.
So, here's what I'm going to be making this month. I haven't made it yet.
Pumpkin spice ice cream.
Yeah, but here's what I'm going to do. Are you ready?
What are you gonna do?
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take pumpkin spice level 1, okay? Which, by the way, is freaking delicious. If you like pumpkin, if you're like, pumpkin's not for me, well, then you're a loser. No.
Wow.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like pumpkin. I mean, it's pretty darn good. It only comes around a few times a year. So here's what I'm going to make. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So all you guys know, if you listen to the podcast, I love making protein ice cream. We have one of those Ninja Creamies. And disclaimer, you do need a Ninja Creamy for this one, but still, like, if you just mix up a couple scoops of pumpkin spice in, like a blender bottle with a little bit of water or some almond milk, it's like liquid pumpkin pie. It's so good.
Sounds really good.
It's so good.
I love pumpkin pie.
I do too. So, but here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make a pumpkin cheesecake ice cream. So here's what I want to do. Ready for this? So it's going to be 2 scoops of level 1. It's going to be almond milk. And then I'm going to mix in 0 sugar cheesecake pudding. That's going to give it like the ice cream consistency. And then when it's all frozen, when I mix it up, I'm going to take 2 graham crackers, crumble them up, and then remix it. So it's going to be like this pumpkin cheesecake with graham cracker. It's going to be like literally pumpkin pie cheesecake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Might as well serve that on Thanksgiving.
If I serve that at Thanksgiving, like the rest of like you and I would probably appreciate it. But like if we brought that to like Grandma and Papa's, they'd be like, we knew there was something wrong with you people.
Well, they would make the pumpkin pie while we make the pumpkin spice.
They would.
Cheesecake.
They would. So
every time I think of pumpkin spice, I think of the latte at Starbucks because it's the most popular drink.
It is, and it's like 1,000 calories. I don't know how many calories there.
Really, that much?
No, it's so I do know this. It's basically a dessert in a cup. Like there's tons of sugar. I'd actually have to let me actually. you know what? While we're doing this, let me look at those macros.
We're going to go on a side quest real quick.
Let's see. I'll just speak this in. How many calories and macros is a venti pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks? Let's see what it says here. Let's see what it says. Oh, it just says you're obese. I'm just kidding. All right. Take a guess. This is
How many calories?
It's a 20-ounce Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. Here's the disclaimer. I know we talk about Starbucks. I don't drink this stuff. Like I drink black coffee. I'm the most boring coffee drinker on the
I don't
planet.
even drink coffee, and whenever I go over there, I only go for like a croissant or a egg sandwich or a egg, like the egg white bites.
Yeah.
I don't go there for drinks. I never go there for drinks.
I know. I get a black coffee, and truth be told, I'm not a fan of Starbucks coffee. I feel like it tastes like burnt coffee. But I'll drink it, but I don't drink these. I just
You don't want like a $30 coffee?
Yeah, dude, their black coffees are $4. $4. Like I can make my own like organic coffee for like $1. Like if I get like
crazy.
Yeah, like the Forsomatic coffee, like that's like $1 a cup, and it's so much healthier. But anyway, how many calories do you think a 20-ounce pumpkin spice latte made with whole milk and whipped cream is?
250.
Not even close.
500.
Almost closer. It's 470 calories.
Holy
16 grams of fat. Here's the crazy thing. 66 grams of sugar. 66.
Oh my God.
66 grams. It does have 18 grams of protein. But those calories, that fat and those carbs are not worth the protein.
No.
This is why I like level 1, and this is why I like doing things like this, because as a man, you need protein. You do not need 66 grams of sugar. So like protein is key. 2 scoops of this in a blender bottle, you're looking at 40 grams of protein. So you're going to double the protein, and it's literally going to be half the calories of this. So
I used to make the mistake of just looking at like whenever I looked at like the nutrition facts or the macros or something, and I would look at it and I'd be like, oh, look at that. It's got like 10 grams of protein, but it's like something very crappy for you. And it's not even that good for you. And I'm just like, well, it's got 10 grams of protein. I'll be fine. No, it's got like 50 grams of sugar and like a ton of carbs in it, and it's just not good for you.
Well, there's a company out there that makes healthy, quote unquote, not really healthy, but it's like they try to do the cookies. It's Lenny and Larry's cookies.
Oh yeah, I used to love their cookies.
Right, but do you know 400 calories for about 16 grams of protein? So it's almost like this in a way.
400
Yeah.
calories.
So in my personal opinion, it's better to eat like a level 1 bar.
Mhm.
It's 200, it's right around 200 to 240 calories depending on which flavor you get, but you always get in between 18 to 22 grams of protein and for about 200 to 240 calories. So I don't know. I always try to max out the most amount of protein that I can get with the least amount of calories that I can get usually when I'm eating my meals. But anyway, so we're going to have a link for you guys in the show notes for that pumpkin spice latte. You guys will not want to miss out on that.
Pumpkin spice level 1.
Pumpkin spice level 1, also pumpkin spice formula 1, which is the whey protein isolate. But I'll tell you, like, you can't go wrong with it. It's just absolutely delicious, and it's only for a limited time. So you need to make sure, limited time. Make sure
that makes sense. It's more of like a fall thing.
It is a fall thing, but we'll have a link for you guys in the show notes if you guys go to thedadedge.com/1376 for this show. Again, thedadedge.com/1376 for this show. I can't believe we've done that many shows so far. Okay, so let's get into today's podcast, which is for the family ties, navigating parents and siblings and independence. And I want to talk, first of all, about this liminal space that you're in right now, which is, you and I have talked about this a lot, which is like, we actually talked about this yesterday, not on the podcast, but just in general. And that is, up until like 8th grade, like your container and like your structure is like, okay, you're in school and you do these things and you play this sport, right? And then you go to high school and it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing for the next 4 years. I'm in this space. I'm taking these classes. I'm doing these sports. I'm doing band and wrestling. And now you graduate. And now you're sort of in this space of like complete and total, like I wouldn't say complete and total, but close independence,
Yeah.
right?
Sort of.
And sort of, yeah. I mean, and now navigating this. So what feels different at 19 than it did like a year ago?
A lot.
Like what?
Well, like what you were just saying, like when you're in a school setting in high school, you are in one place 4 years. You're doing the same routine almost every single day, 5 days a week. Um, and you're very limited on what you can do. Like it's not like we have a whole lot of freedom to just do whatever we want in the school. Like or for a lot of college people, like you could just leave whenever you want. You can go walk around campus and have lunch with all your friends. No, in school, no, you have to stay in one designated area most
You're
of
in
the time.
prison.
Pretty much. That's what it really
You're
feels
going
like.
to get outdoor playground time today. Or what do they call it?
Yeah.
Outside time.
Outside time. But yeah, I mean, we didn't really have a whole lot of freedom to do what we wanted. I mean, now I do. Right now, I'm just taking online class where I can do it at my own pace, which is nice. But I mean, I really wish this is going back to like quarantine stuff when we all had to go online.
What was quarantine? I don't remember that.
No, yeah, I don't know. But like, it just reminds me of those times where I had to go at my own pace, and I didn't really have a whole lot of access to my teachers a whole lot. And so, I mean, it's nice that I can go at my own pace, and it's nice that I can take initiative in my own choices. Like just recently, I went grocery shopping for myself just to buy some more protein stuff for myself. So, I mean, it's a lot more different. But I remember you telling me a couple days ago that you were like, I was trying to get a hold of my teacher, my professor, and you were like, well, if we weren't here to help you, what would you do?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, wow, I probably should start thinking like that because I won't have you guys around all
You
the
won't.
time.
Yeah.
So it's not always the easy route for me. So
Actually, you're moving out tomorrow. We haven't told you.
oh,
So all these decisions you're going to have to make on your own.
okay,
So,
where am I living?
I don't know. I got you like
On the
this.
streets.
I got you. I went out and picked up this nice refrigerator box. So your new address will be fragile this end up at the corner of 9th and 7th. If someone needs a knock, they just need a box opener and just.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that. You know what? I'll be honest though. I do better in structure. I think a lot of people do better in structure. And I work better, and I think a lot of people work better when you're not necessarily given like total free reign of like, hey, here's your day, right? And that's why like I have to applaud you. You went out and bought a planner.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Mizzou visiting a friend. You remember when we talked about like the whole friend stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did end up visiting my buddy at Mizzou.
Which was awesome. That was a to do. That was something that we talked about on the podcast that you should go do, and you did.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We didn't party or anything. We hung out. He also gave me a tour of the campus, and that's whenever we went to the student center.
You really didn't party.
No,
You really didn't.
I'm not the type of person that likes to party.
I mean,
I
I'm
like socializing with a group of friends.
right.
Like I like doing like what we do here, like bonfires,
Yeah.
hot tub, hanging out. I'm not like a guy who wants to go to a fraternity and party and drink.
I'm shocked.
It's not my thing.
I get that, but like, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
When you went to Mizzou, I was like, well, he'll be hungover today.
Did you actually think I was being hungover?
Yeah, of course I did. Well, I mean, like I was 19 once, and I went away to college. Like I was not 21 when I went away to college, but there was plenty of alcohol
Yeah.
on campus, and like
It's college. Everyone
it's
has alcohol.
college, and like you go away to college, and even though you're underage, like that doesn't stop anybody from going out and having a good old time. I have to tell you though, I'm insanely proud of you.
Really?
Insanely proud. I was just like, wow, like this is what I'm talking about. Like I think dads have a responsibility to raise a generation that makes better decisions than what they did. And your old man, given the same situation when I was 19, there would have not.
Well, you were in a college setting. I am more of a online setting.
True. You could drink online though.
Well, where am I gonna get the alcohol? I can't get it from a frat.
I know, right? I'm totally kidding,
I
but
know.
no, like when you're in that setting, I'm really proud of you. Like, let's talk about that decision for a second. Were you tempted? Like, I mean, like,
I
no,
really wasn't.
why? Like, I mean, I know you're with friends there. Like, how many friends? I know your buddy was there who you were
And
visiting.
his three other roommates were there, and some of them did go out and go like do some partying, but they were back either the morning of or the night. Just like they went out like midnight, got back at like 2 a.m. Like they didn't stay out too terribly long. It was also a weekend before their first day of school started, so they didn't want to go crazy.
I am shocked. That was like one of the craziest weekends.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody wanted to be like, "Woo, we don't have class yet."
No, they were like, oh, we have class soon. We're not gonna go crazy.
Wow, I'm
Hmm.
proud. I'm proud of you, man.
But they did. One of them did ask me if I drink or like smoke. I was like, no, it's not my thing. And drinking is by far probably never gonna be my thing, even as like an adult. Like I probably wouldn't come home from like being a firefighter and have like a beer. I don't think I would. I don't like the taste of beer. It tastes nasty. And alcohol just doesn't really agree with me. Like it just doesn't agree with me.
Yeah, it's well, this might. So I interviewed James Swanwick. He made the Swannies, the Swanee glasses that
Oh
we have. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So James Swanwick came on the podcast, and he used to be James Swanwick used to be on ESPN. He used to be like one of the anchors,
Really?
yeah, one of the broadcasters and stuff like that. And then he went off and kind of did his own thing, and then developed Swannies. But his big thing now is helping people go alcohol free, which is really interesting. So he's got like this whole program, and I'll never forget him coming on the podcast because like everybody looks at liquor, especially like expensive liquor,
Hmm.
like the high end bourbons and stuff like that, the high end vodkas and high end tequilas. He's like, it's literally poison in a fancy bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never really thought of it that way. He's like, yeah. He
People
goes,
say it's the man-made depression.
oh, wow. But like, yeah, I mean, there's something to that. But like, he also talks about, he's like, think about it. He goes, when you go to a restaurant, he goes, if your server came over and said, here, I'm going to pour this glass of poison into this glass and you're going to drink it and you're going to pay $20 for it. Like, people wouldn't probably sign up for that, but we'll buy a drink for like $15,
Yeah.
like a high end bourbon or something like that. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Nothing against doing it. I mean, like, there's a lot of people out there that hey, we love a good drink,
Yeah.
but kind of like also you just sort of have to look at it for what it is. It's a toxin that your body was actually never meant to intake,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't know how some people can actually like drink that stuff and like use it for like parties. Like it's not my thing. It's really not my thing. Like it's just not something I like, and it's not something that tastes good, and it's not something that is worth in the morning.
That's true. I love how Jim Gaffigan jokes about it. He goes, because you go to a bar and, if you get along with people at the bar, like, let me buy you a round. That's not a big deal, right? That's actually socially accepted. But it's like, you wouldn't go up to the same person as the same stranger and be like, me and you, we're going to get some jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, that's true.
Me and you, we're going to get some toasted raviolis. Just me and you.
It's
And,
nachos.
which, by the way, anybody outside of St. Louis is like, what is a toasted ravioli?
What?
It's a St. Louis thing. Yeah.
I
Did you
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
No.
a St. Louis thing. So toasted raviolis. So why don't you tell the audience what a toasted ravioli even is?
Well, do other people know what ravioli is?
Of course they do.
Okay, good. I'd hope so. It's basically ravioli that's like, I don't know, it's almost like this breaded texture.
Yeah, it's breaded.
That's like, obviously it's toasted,
Deep fried.
deep fried.
Deep bread.
Oh, I thought, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm in Missouri, so.
Yeah. So anybody outside of St. Louis, gooey butter cake, toasted raviolis.
Butter cake is not a thing out there?
People have no idea what it is.
What?
Yeah, people are like, what is gooey butter cake? Here's gooey butter cake. We're giving everybody, a St. Louis thing. Think of a brownie that doesn't have chocolate, but is made with butter and powdered sugar. That's pretty much the consistency of gooey butter cake.
It's really good.
It is delicious. And, quick Summer Smash, I think it was Summer Smash for First Form. They did a limited release of level 1 gooey butter cake protein powder. And
I think I remember that.
dude, I went, well, that's because it was limited, like super limited. It was like only a few brick and mortar supplement superstores got it. And I went into, I was like, do you guys have this? And they're like, no, we cannot keep our hands on it. So one of the guys who works there was like, dude, if we get another canister, I'll set it aside for you. But I'm like, if I get that, that's like buying a stock. That's going to be worth a lot of money. It's going to be so good. But
Oh my gosh.
anyway, so that's St. Louis. But I going back to what we were saying, I'm really, really proud of you, man, for making that decision. You're away from home. We would have never known. It's like
You would have known when I got home.
we would have known. We would have known 2 seconds when you walked in, because we know the look on somebody's face when they've had a few drinks. So
Like a zombie.
let's talk about this. So we've talked about a little bit of your independence. We've talked a little bit about not having structure. Let's talk about you and us as your parents, how we disagree with things.
I think
Can I-
a few things that we mostly disagree with.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to kind of set the stage?
Well, go ahead and set the stage if you want.
I'll give you my interpretation of how we go about disagreements in this house, and you can tell me if you think if you agree with me, or if you want to add to it, or whatever. But I would actually love to know what your opinion is. My opinion on disagreements are, all conversations in this house are welcome. So like all of them, like a request is always welcome, right? Something that you want, a viewpoint or whatever, like those are always welcome. And they're always open for discussion. That's how I feel about it. Just about everything. Everything is open to discussion, right? It's not like, we bring something up in this house and we say something like, we don't talk about that in this house, or that's not what we do. Everything is open for discussion.
Yeah.
I also think that disagreements, I would like to say that probably 9 out of 10 disagreements are usually approached with curiosity
Mm-hmm.
of like, let me try to understand like your side of it. It's like, I know like the way when I grew up, like it was, if you disagreed with your parents, it was like, you better get on my side of the fence really fast on this viewpoint. Otherwise you're in trouble. Like that was kind of like the view. But I think in our house, it's actually okay if we disagree, but I think it's really important that we respect each other's viewpoint. And I think we're really, really good about hearing each other out. Like, so for instance, I think me and your mom are pretty good about like, we're always like, tell me more about what you're feeling about this situation. Tell me your viewpoints. Tell me why you think this way. And then we receive that. And I think a lot of times it will stop me and mom, and we're like, let me think about that. And let me consider that viewpoint. And then I think sometimes we'll even come back to you and be like, that was a good point, or this is a good point. You know what? Like, so we talk about it. And then there are other times too where like, you know what, we disagree on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we disagree pretty civilly, right? And but we hear each other out, and there's always this element, I think, of safety in our house, so you can talk about these things.
Yeah.
I do think that there are times when you were younger and it was more like, I appreciate that you feel that way, and I appreciate that's your viewpoint, but we're not doing that. But I think that there were always things open to discussion.
I think whatever I'm about to say is probably that right there.
Okay.
Like
What do you
that.
think?
It was more like just school stuff. Like, and whenever I say disagreements, I think what I'm really thinking of is more like an argument almost. Like I don't really. I mean, I can't really remember something that we've really disagreed on. Do you at all?
Hmm.
The only thing I can think of is me disagreeing is like why I think homework is stupid in high school. But that's more of just me complaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like things that I guess the thing is, No, I really can't think of like I remember like bumps in the road, and I remember things that we would talk about, and sometimes we would talk about intently or intensely, but I can't recall a whole lot of things of like, this is what I want to do
Hmm.
and you're not doing it type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I wrong? Or is my memory not serving me right?
No, that sounds about right.
I mean,
That's,
I think this is right in line actually with our fourth point as well, which is the importance of respect, communication, and space.
yeah.
Because we're talking about that as well. It's
Hmm.
like we want to create a space where, all communication is welcome, all points are welcome. Um, I think let me explain one other thing too. I think we're also pretty good about in this house, all emotions are welcome. If you're sad, feel sad. If you're angry, feel angry. If you're upset, feel upset. But here's the other thing we say: all emotions are welcome, but not all behaviors are welcome.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're angry, be angry. Like it's okay to feel anger, but
Dude, so
don't punch a hole in your wall, or don't punch your brother in the head.
most of the time, actually, whenever I took out my anger, I mostly would start fights with Mason. Mostly arguments, though. It would never be like fist fights. I mean, there were occasional times where it would be fist fights, and you guys would have to break it up.
Do you remember that one time where like you and Mason were in a huge fight, and I like had to jump over the couch and tackle both of you guys and get in between you guys?
Yep. Are you being serious?
No,
I was gonna say I don't remember something like that. I can't. Are you being?
no.
Are you making up a story?
I don't remember that many fights though that you started. In fact, there's one thing that I really want to highlight
What's
that
that?
you do well. So we have a punching. We have what's called a body opponent
Boom.
Bob. So he's a torso with a face. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this. Like you fill the base with water. He has no arms, no legs, but he's got a face and a body. But you can go out there and just beat the living snot out of this thing.
Yeah.
And I know in times where you have felt stress or anger, you put the gloves on, you go out there and just beat the snot out of that thing.
Yeah. I really did that my senior year of high
Yeah.
school. I was like, that was also like my first time being in a long distance relationship. That wasn't easy. I mean, we're still in the relationship.
Right.
We're still doing it, so we're good.
Wait, you're still doing it?
It- It's terrible.
Just joking.
We're still in the relationship, is what I was trying to say. We're still in the relationship. We're still doing long distance. Um, and my first like couple months of it, I was like, this is really hard and I don't like this. But I would prioritize beating up Bob or going to the gym or just I found ways to try and forget about like my worries, like cuz my worries were like so they weren't like realistic really. They were just like my girlfriend now, like she's still like love you. Like you don't need to worry about anything. I'm not going to cheat on you. You don't have to worry about that. I am extremely honest. I have a very guilty conscience if I do something wrong. So I would tell you if I did something wrong. I was like, okay. I'm extremely, I am a really good communicator. I'd say me and her, I've like these qualities that I love about her. I try to do just as good, maybe even better. I don't know.
You do.
But anyways, so I was like, I gotta stop worrying because I can't. This is just gonna affect my mental health. So I need to. And you know what I did? I found different music to listen to try and calm myself. You know what I found more relaxing?
Hmm.
Classical orchestra music.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting. Is every time I listen to it, it gives me that nostalgic feeling of like back in like beginning of senior year trying to like relax and find a way to calm down. And I would also do without like a phone, I would get a deck of cards and play solitaire with myself.
Hmm. That's a good idea.
I tried to find so many ways to distract myself. I'd go on walks. I would play games like solitaire. I would play video games. I would work out. I would hit Bob. I would try and socialize with my friends as much as I could at school, like just to forget about it. but it was really hard. Eventually, I got over it because I would see her more often than I thought because she comes back and visits, and she was back the entire summer, and she's gonna do it again next summer, and she's gonna be back in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to just visit. So I don't have anything to really worry about anymore. I'd say it's gotten a lot easier.
That's good, man. That
But
is really, really good.
that's just my way of like coping.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, I think that those are,
His body.
I think those are great coping mechanisms because I think what you'll find growing up, and I think that this is a conversation, what we're about ready to talk about right now, and this is kind of unexpected, but it's a good one, which is coping mechanisms. Like you are not going to live this life without severe adversity coming your way.
Oh yeah.
Severe adversity, stress, and it's not necessarily the stress that comes at you, it's how you handle it. And I think one of the things that men can always do a better job of is how do we handle that stress? What do we do with that stress? How do we cope with it? And there are great coping mechanisms, and there are also coping mechanisms that are very harmful. So like, you get into drugs, you get into alcohol, you get into porn, you get into all these things that are kind of like shadow, dark things.
Mhm.
And those paths are not going to lead you to a good place. However, if you feel angry, it's a really good thing to go to the gym. It's a really good thing to go for a run, go take an ice plunge, go for a hike.
Actually, I just did that.
The ice plunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a client of mine who he's in one of my groups that I run, and that's one of the things that when he feels stress, he cold plunges,
Really?
and I'm like, really, and I don't think to cold plunge when I'm stressed. I'm like, why do you do that? He's like, dude, he's like the flood of dopamine that that he gets, like getting out of that thing, because your brain does get flooded with dopamine when you get out. It's like your body's trying to warm up,
Yeah.
and there's just such tremendous health benefits of you 3 minutes in that ice bath, and then it's actually the recovery and the warm up that brings all those good feelings to your body
Yeah.
and to your mind. So I'm like, wow, that's a good idea. I don't know if I'm convinced. What's up, beautiful? What you doing? Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This interruption on today's podcast is brought to you by my hot wife, who is suddenly in our office. What's going on? Hot, sweaty wife. We're in the middle of recording. Yeah. The audience wants to hear from you again. It's been a couple weeks.
You should say hi. Just say hi.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
You look good. I forgot what I was saying.
Coping mechanism.
Coping mechanisms, yes.
The ice plunge.
Whenever I see your mom in yoga pants, that's what makes me feel better.
That's your coping mechanism? What a coping mechanism.
She wears them every day. But no, but yeah, I think having positive coping mechanisms are something really, really good. And plus, like having a list like on the ready, like that, like being like, hey, like, stuff's hitting the fan, I can go cold plunge. Stuff's hitting the fan, I can go hike. Things don't feel right, I can go work out. Things like that are really, really good as you get older.
Yeah, whenever when I was getting ice for my ice bath, I literally I was at a gas station and I went up to the cashier. I was like, I need 4 large bags of ice. Like, who are you trying to freeze? I said, myself. And they're like, whoa, that's impressive. I could never. So
that is impressive. I mean, I don't know. I just can't find the love in it.
yeah, because you're a wuss.
I mean,
I was kidding.
when it comes to that, I'm just like, I know it's good for me. I know there's all these benefits.
Good for your skin.
I have no desire to do it. None. Here's the thing that I don't like about it. So I hope this is not like a health issue, but like I feel my heart start to beat really weird. Like it almost takes my breath away. Like I feel like my heart rate, it either increases, decreases, I don't know, but I'm like, whoa. And it's almost like I feel like my heart rate does something very, very odd and I can't catch my breath almost. And it just feels like super uncomfortable to me. I don't like it.
That's why you have to box breathe.
I know. Again, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm just like, I would,
You handled it just fine at the Squire.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you handled it a lot better than the last time you did.
I did, but I'll tell you, like, put me in a sauna that's excruciatingly hot for 30 minutes. I'll do that all day long. But put me in a
30
cold.
minutes is wild.
I usually go in the sauna in the gym for 30 minutes.
I
I
did
mean,
that for wrestling, and it like took so much out of me.
it takes a lot out of me, but I feel fantastic when I get out. But I would rather do 30 minutes in a sauna than 3 minutes in an ice bath. I know it sounds crazy, but I'd rather sweat than
I do
freeze.
both. How about that?
That I have another one-on-one client, and every day he alternates between his sauna and his cold plunge.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, he's like, yeah, I just love shocking my body. He's like, I'll get in the cold plunge for 2 minutes, and then I'll get in the sauna for a few minutes, and I'll come back out and I'll get in the sauna, and then I'll cold plunge again, and get in the sauna again. I'm like, you are crazy, man. Like, I just have no. Anyway, we're getting off on a tangent on like thing, but keep in mind, like, this is one of the things as you navigate life, and as you navigate, just conflict and things like that, and always, 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 I love the fact that you have these positive things in your life that you do. You don't drink. You're not doing the drugs. You're not getting into porn.
I am doing like 3 rounds of heroin every day. It helps with my stress.
That's how I start my day.
I'm kidding.
Give me a syringe and a spoon with a lighter. Well, listen, as we wrap up here today, I want you just to reflect upon, this is a new era for you, and I want a new independence for you. What's been exciting for you as far as independence goes, and then what has also been scary for you?
The things that have been exciting for me is the fact that I can take things into my own hands and like really just be an adult and just do things for myself, which is nice because I mean I've always been like let me do it myself. I can do this, and I mean it's pretty awesome that I can do these things myself. I'm a big boy now. I can go grocery shopping myself.
And you sound like it when you talk like that.
Shut up. I'm kidding. But just those small things of like just operating as an adult, like doing the things that I need to take care of. And it feels good to just do it on my own, like instead of being like, I look in the fridge like, Mom, you didn't get the yogurt I wanted. And I'm like 19 years old, still living at home in college, complaining that Mom didn't get the yogurt I needed for my protein. But no.
How dare she? What's wrong with her?
But no, I start doing those things on my own. But like the things that I'm really, and the fact that I can work at my own pace. I mean, I did say that is kind of like not my favorite thing, but it also gives me the chance and opportunity to better my skills of time management and just taking initiative to just anything.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
And the things that I'm really scared of is what the future holds with paramedics and being a firefighter. I don't know what to expect. I'm sure I'll see some horrible, gruesome things. I have a backup plan in case that is not the place I want, or not the path I want to go on.
What's your backup plan?
Just like go into like trade school and probably do mechanics. I like working with my hands. I love cars. So probably some mechanics, which I would do as like a side thing. But if firefighting isn't the way, then I'm just gonna kind of do that stuff. It's scary, and sometimes whenever I realize I have to do these things myself, I'm just like, oh my gosh, being an adult is hard at first. It's kind of scary.
It can be, yeah. But
I sound like such a baby.
you don't. You sound like a young man who's growing up, and the future is unknown. I mean, I'm 50, and I'm nervous about the future.
What are you nervous about? Retirement?
I'm worried whether or not I can get to bingo on time. No, I mean, like,
Buddy.
I'm at that age, man, where like, like like my best friend's mom just passed away and she's 67. Yeah. And that's 17 years from where I'm at right now. Like, here's what I'm nervous about. I have more time behind me than I do in front of me now. That's the life that I'm at. You on the other hand have more time in front of you than you do behind you. So like I feel the clock ticking. I feel urgency, which to be honest though, like I sort of embraced that. Like me and your mom, we went away back in August. We went to Austin for the weekend because I was doing some media down there, and we were talking about what like the rest of our life looks like and why we're nervous about it. And to be honest, like I wanna live life to the fullest, and I'm always like asking myself if I'm doing that right, because I over time your body does just start to give out, like it or not, it happens. So I want to do as much as I can, like with you guys, with mom, while I can.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, like recovering from this knee injury is like a super strong reminder that the body is fragile. It's prone to breakdown and injury. That's why it's so important that we take care of it. And it's a strong reminder of like you need to like embrace like your health and your youth while you have it, and to not get too crazy busy trying to do all these other things. Like you have to actually live your life and live intentionally. And that to be honest, like when I say that I'm nervous about the future, there's a part of me that's nervous not to be doing that, and I need to be constantly reminding myself of that. So yeah, there's that.
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you probably get there when you're like 50, and
Well, who knows how much time I have left on this earth?
yeah,
Like only time will tell.
it's true. I mean, we could go today. You never know, but hopefully
The sun
not.
could explode.
It could. But hey, as we wrap up here, do you know what yesterday was?
No.
The launch of my book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Pursuit of Legendary Fatherhood is officially out as of yesterday. As of yesterday, we're going to have a link in the show notes for you guys for the Amazon link. And but here's what I'll tell you. I'm still going to keep to the end of the month. I'm going to keep the landing page up, thedadedge.com/legendary book, because still to the end of September for the next 2 weeks, what I'm going to be doing, I might even extend this. I don't know. I'm right now. I'm just going to keep it to the end of September, but I'm going to keep that landing page open. That if you want to order a signed copy of the book for $28, I am going to be giving still the 2 courses that I did during the pre-launch. So for free, I have 2 courses. They're $500 each. One is creating more patience. That's for all my dudes out there, just like me. You have a hard time with temper and patience. I teach you 6 skills in that course to be a more patient, calm, and responsive father instead of a reactive one. So there's that. I also have another course I'm giving people access to. That one's $500 as well. Creating Extraordinary Marriage Through Elevated Communication, Connection, and Intimacy. I teach you 11 skills on how to communicate better with your wife. So if you guys go to thedadedge.com/1376 for this show, again, thedadedge.com/1376, I will have a link in there for you for the book. So as well as our sponsor today, which is First Form. But if you want to order it on Amazon, you can do that as well because it is live as of yesterday. Another thing, this podcast, guys, is for free. The one thing that I ask is upon listening to today's show, head on over to Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Head on over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review over there. Do me a favor too, mention Ethan's name. Like Ethan's giving his time here for free. He's been a tremendous co-host. I've really loved this. You've added so much just flavor and context to, I think, our weekly show, because you add a certain point of view, and I think you add experience here that, quite frankly, no other dad podcast that I know of gives. Like, this is the only one the only dad podcast out there. I don't even know many podcasts at all that have a father and a son that do a weekly show. So I think this one is super unique, and I think your perspective is super unique, and I love and honor the fact that you take the time to do this. Like, you could say no to this. You really could.
But I like doing this.
I know your 17-year-old brother would never sit there and be on that microphone. He's like, nope.
Well, he's very introverted.
He is. But I do appreciate this. I know the audience does too. And guys, if you appreciate Ethan sharing his perspective and being here, please leave us a 5-star review, but mention his name, not mine. Mention his name. Let him know, let us know what you most appreciate about the show and what you most appreciate about him. It means the world to us. And it really, really helps the ranking of the podcast. So if you guys are loving the show, that's actually what gets more eyes on the show, is the rating and the reviews. That's actually what gets the show up the charts. So that's the game we play. But gentlemen, from my heart to you, thank you so much for tuning in today. Ethan, anything you want to say as we head out of here today?
I guess the last thing we kind of mentioned about this whole topic, have a coping mechanism that will bring benefits to your life.
I agree. Go have a list of positive things.
Yeah.
Can I share one more thing?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, go
We'll
ahead.
just save it for next show.
No, go ahead.
So I'll share this with you. You and I have had many open conversations about porn.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we have.
That's a coping mechanism for men. I don't look at porn. I haven't forever. You and I have had very open conversations about porn.
Yeah.
But here's what I do, because every man at some point is tempted by it. I actually have a list of 5 things that I do if I'm ever tempted by it.
Oh, yeah.
So like, one is like, send a nice text to you or your brother. Like, write a note to mom. Drop a gift for no reason for a client in the mail. So just things like that like, you always have these lists of positive things you can do in a situation where you're tempted to do something that probably goes against your integrity.
You know what I try to do now whenever I'm tempted?
What's that?
I call unto God. I say,
better.
Lord, I am tempted. Take over my actions and take over my mind to drive me away from this temptation.
I mean, dude, it's said in the Bible that God will not allow you to be tempted, past what you can take, and he'll always give you a way out. And that is the way out, is to call on him for support. So,
I mean, I can't say I've been perfect at it. It's my choice on how I fall. And if I don't want to take that time to say that, then that's on me.
I hear you, man. Oh, dude, I'm proud of you, man. Look at you. And we're even talking about this stuff that's kind of difficult, but you know what? We talk about this stuff openly because that's what people deal with. So anyway, like I said, guys, head on over to thedadedge.com/1376 for this show. I'm going to have all the goodies in there. First form, a link for the book. And like I said, please go over to Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review as well. Go out, gentlemen, and live legendary. Take care.